And why did that not talk? Okay, we should. Usually it says we're now recording, but
It says recording.
it says recording, so we're good. Yep.
Okay, we had our executive session and the recommendation to the board will be Marshall's salary from $125,000 a year to $129,000 a year. And we'll have to get a motion to move that to the board.
Todd's got first, so I'll take second.
Comments, discussions, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, okay. As far as I think that's everything we had to discuss in the personnel committee. So I'll look for a motion to adjourn.
Just a quick comment, the synopsis of board evaluation. Very happy with Marshall's performance. Put together a dream team here and everybody's a part of it. And it's nice to see things moving forward into the future. Look for a good year.
Thank you.
First, second, adjournment?
Yep.
Ed, all in favor?
Aye.
We're out.
Oh, that's fine. I had all over the table.
So Lisa's chair of that.
So are we at LDC nominating?
Yes.
Okay.
Which I suppose, I mean, well, I don't know as we need, there's really no action.
Just move the current
Move-
slate
right.
to the board.
Right.
Are you, Ed, you calling the meeting to order?
Yeah, to officially make that happen, we can do that. Why don't we do that? Not to, jump over Lisa or anything, but to help her out.
Mhm.
We, all right. Yeah, I'll make a motion and then as a member of the nominating committee to forward the slate to the full board via Lisa's recommendations.
Bill?
Second.
I'll second.
No, Bill, I think there's only two of you.
Yeah.
No, to see, I did, but yeah, that's you too.
All right.
You're
Well,
controlling this
we're
meeting.
all in favor, so.
Okay.
Okay. So I guess we jump to governance.
We have civic facility nominating as well, so can we adjourn this one?
Oh, okay. A motion to adjourn nominating committee. I'll move it. Move and second it.
So,
All in favor, aye.
hey,
We stand adjourned. So with that said, I guess we can open the governance committee meeting to do our annual housekeeping.
Oh, sorry, we still got
FTC.
civic facility nominating, just repeat of what we just
Oh,
did.
okay. All right.
I'll write it down.
Here again. All right. Call the meeting to order. Make a motion to forward the slate via Lisa's recommendation to the full board.
second.
All in favor, aye.
Hey,
Entertain a motion to adjourn.
so moved.
Second. All in favor, aye.
Hey,
We stand adjourned.
Are you the only one on that?
well,
Okay, now we're good.
Lisa was here.
No.
All right, so now we can jump into the LDC, Local Development Corporation's Governance Committee meeting.
Part of that.
We have to do our annual bylaw change review, which there's nothing being adjusted, as I understand, right? Marshall, did we have, I didn't see any changes in our bylaws.
No, these, okay, so I have a cheat sheet in front of me to cover all of these things. We're gonna change a couple of things. So right now, our annual meeting at the beginning of each fiscal year, January, present annual report. There's issues with this from a timing perspective annually. So what we'd like, we're gonna have everything from the terms of officers. We want everything to line up correctly also. So the recommendation, I'll just skip ahead with all that stuff. For the annual meeting, we're gonna change the annual meeting to be held within 3 months at the end of each fiscal year, which would be March.
Yeah.
And then on the terms of officers, we're gonna change to shall be elected at the regular monthly meeting of the corporation prior to the start of the fiscal year. So November nominating committee meeting, and then December board approval.
I did see that.
And I want to use this as another example to show you how Peg saves me with things like the cheat sheet, and why she is so awesome. So,
I'll move the bylaw changes as proposed.
Second.
All those in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carries. Minor adjustments. Yep. And this, reviewing our mission statement, no changes there. Just checking our plaque on the wall. Okay.
yeah.
Next item for annual review, deposition of real property guidelines, no changes there, correct?
Correct.
Proposed investment policy, financial internal control systems, we do have some changes there. Do you want to address those, Paul? Or Paul and or Marshall, I guess?
Well, if you wanna-
I have nothing. I'm waiting to hear from you.
Now, I know we're gonna be discussing this stuff with the auditors coming up, but do we have a specific change?
Let me, you have the one with page numbers, let me just, so I can show you.
Okay.
Well, I've got page 34 or,
Yeah.
I don't know,
34?
yeah, on our files.
Oh, you want this?
Here's this.
Okay, right here, from our,
This is related to the audit last year. so
Yes.
Changes.
yep. On the cash
Oh, you want the
receipts
packet?
heading, page 34, all bank accounts should be reconciled monthly and must agree with the general ledger. Bank accounts shall be reconciled by the finance assistant or the board or the director of business development and approved by the chief executive officer, treasurer or chief financial officer. Unreconciled differences should be identified at the time of reconciliation and either corrected in the general ledger or supporting documentation maintained. With the bank reconciliation prior to being reviewed and approved, outstanding items gathered greater than 1 year should be reviewed and corrected in the general ledger. Yeah, these were things that as a result of our audit from last year.
Where you now have to sign off on things, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Who corrected that language? Did that come from the state? Was that from Bowers? Was
Yeah, I just took what Bowers put in the management letter.
that? Okay.
Yeah.
I'll move the amendments to the investment, which policy?
Have a second?
Financial internal control system.
Yes.
I'll second.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Advance that for consideration of the board. Okay,
And then the procurement policy, no changes.
okay. So that takes us right to the board evaluations. Get down to it on my page here.
Where is it?
It's like
Okay.
30,
40-ish, 40,
yeah,
43.
43.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think I would reference going to 44, which gives us a year-over-year comparison, last year's to this year's. So as we go down through it, you can compare, differences, which is the relatively minor. The LDC was pretty status quo, I would say.
Yeah.
Some minor, I think if you go over into the somewhat agree and look for those 3s or 4s, you could argue, all right, let's jump down to number 8. Board members are knowledgeable about the authority's programs. Last year, everybody was on agreed.
Yeah.
And we had 3 people this year that somewhat agree.
Yeah.
So I would just kind of check that one for
Absolutely.
maybe,
You know, mark that one.
maybe.
If we
yeah,
have a getaway, that'd be a good time to do some of that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
um,
I think if I can make a quick comment, Ed, I like to see the agrees are higher on all of the points other than that one point. I just want to make that one,
Yeah.
that one thing clear. And
Yeah.
and while some of the numbers in the somewhat agree pile may have increased per se, but that means it went, away from the somewhat disagree. So,
Yeah. And let me state, as I look at this from chair of the governance committee, I look at this as an evaluation of us
Mhm.
more than I do of you. All right. So,
I suddenly got defensive there. Sorry, guys.
yeah, well, you're part of helping correct that.
Yeah.
But that's it's not a direct evaluation of you. And then here again, coming down to number 12, I would say you take item number 8, you take item number 12, and you take item number 15, and this kind of will carry into JCIDA as we get there. There's those 3 items, I think, it warrants us to maybe take a look at and
Yeah.
try and improve upon,
Yeah.
right? We hit a 3 in those, somewhat agree. Not that it's problematic, but it does warrant, an area to try and do a better job. That's what this process is for, so.
And bringing on new board members and things, getting them up to speed,
Yeah.
all that stuff, so
Yep.
it's really not.
So any other comments from anybody?
No.
Observations? That's my only one. So having said that, I guess we could, do we normally approve these? Do we refer these on to the board?
Yeah,
All right. So I guess we'll entertain a motion
It's your turn, Bill.
So moved.
Second.
for board consideration and input. All right. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Is there any onboarding for you?
All right.
Well, yeah.
That
I got
is, concludes our business for the LDC under governance. I can entertain a motion to adjourn.
Yes.
Oh, second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. We stand adjourned. All right, now we can bump to JCIDA. Same agenda there. We need to review our bylaws.
Okay, yes.
Same changes there.
Yep.
Under bylaws for timing of the annual meeting.
Yep, I wanted we're changing it from first meeting in the fiscal year January and the annual report and the audited financial statements. These things aren't available until March. Appointment of officers, the nominating committee, and again, the regular monthly meeting meetings prior to the start of each fiscal year, November nominating committee meeting, and December board approval. Where recommendation will be annual meeting and changing the annual meeting to within 3 months after the end of each fiscal year. So the same kind of situation.
And that's just allowing a bigger window to accomplish.
Yes, and more appropriate with the timing of everything.
Okay. All right, so here again, same changes. I'll entertain a motion to accept and refer to the full board.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. All right, next item, covered our bylaw changes, review mission statements, performance measures, everything is staying constant there. Moving from last year's to this year's, no changes.
No changes.
All right, so we can move
Yes.
on to the next annual, you got our annual review under policies and procedures, which is deposition of real property guidelines. Here again, we're carrying the same changes in LDC over into JCIDA for the same reasons, correct?
Correct.
So unless, I'll entertain a motion to
Yes.
second.
Second.
Is there any discussion? Everybody's happy, self-explanatory. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay, now, can't scroll fast enough here. procurement policy, we've got adjustments there as well, right?
Not on the
No.
procurement policy.
No change, okay.
Yeah. What we're gonna, if we wanna, get into the new policies for the consideration piece.
Right.
The fee calculation, which we, in billing for application and administrative fees, which we've talked about ad nauseum here for the last couple of months.
Yeah.
And then the annual project performance reporting procedures, I can certainly go over them if we'd like, but, we've talked about them so much.
Unless there's any questions, there might be some consideration and board discussion, but as far as our committee to refer it to the board, unless anybody's got any changes or corrections, I'll entertain a motion to forward that on
Yes.
first and a second. Bill?
Yep.
All right, all those in favor?
Too many things going on there, I'm sorry.
That's all right. It's all right. It's kind of no harm held here for any action at this point. All right, that clears that off, moves it forward. Further board discussion, shouldn't be any problem. Let's jump to their evaluations again here, which is probably in the 40-ish.
It starts on 41.
Here again, if you jump to 42, it gives comparison last year, this year. And I would note, let's jump to, item number 2. We went from that was a 7 last year, and we went to a split, a 4 and a 3. As a board member, to me, that signals that's something we ought to take a look at and try and improve upon. The 1s and 2s I don't get too concerned with. So, here again, item number 2, let's jump down to item number 5. We've got a 4 and a 3 there. That's kind of a potential split board,
Yep.
Should be addressed, I think. And a couple of suggestions should come out of that to maybe try and improve it.
That wasn't a significant deviation from the previous year where the other one was.
Yeah,
It went from 7 to divided.
right. But even when a 5-2, 6-1, I don't get too concerned, but where you see a 4-3,
Yeah.
I think it behooves us to take a closer look.
Absolutely.
All right. And as you look down through those,
Like number 12.
right, number 12, and here again, number 15. And a lot of them are the same items if you look at them.
The one that concerned me is where people don't think they have the ability to speak out freely.
Yeah.
I don't have that problem. But
Yeah.
that one was a change from the previous year, and I don't know why that is, because I think we're more open in our discussions than we ever have been at the board meetings. But
Yeah. Well,
it's something we have to find out why, try to understand it. Anyone should feel free to ask any question.
Well, I think part of it is the issues, when you look at the issues that have come before the board, it's kind of,
Morning.
yeah.
And I understand number 12, where sufficient time to research. There's been too many things. I think that comes back, and I think the chairman's raised it. Why hasn't that gone through the appropriate committee before it shows up on the board floor? So, things that have gone right to the full board without even going to committee.
Yeah, I think you're we're talking about IDA, but it's definitely with the buildings and grounds and such, it's, you're leaning on the strengths of some of those folks more, because they're just there to help you.
Yeah.
And as you mentioned John earlier, he tends to have a lot of answers in some of these engineering worlds, and there's answers I have. And,
if I can just quickly comment, this has been something that it irks me to no end. There was one specific time this year where we essentially skipped buildings and grounds, and I had made this a thing, and I remember saying to myself when I took this position, we're not doing everything last minute, where we're trying to sneak something in. Not sneak something in. We're trying to move something forward without the appropriate time for the board to review things, and it's just something that it irks me because it's my thing. The pressure to move these things forward, and you guys getting information the day before we're supposed to have a committee meeting is just completely inappropriate. And so that is one thing that it to a certain extent involves me kind of putting my foot down here a little bit on some of these things. For instance, on this spec building, the day before, Mike wanted us to review that, and it's just not going into the board packet. The day before a board meeting and get this thing over the.
There are things that I think it's necessary to go right to the board.
Agreed.
And Rob has called me, hey, I'm sending this to the board. We have a chairman of this organization. If he tells you to send it through without going to committee, I'm okay with it.
Mhm.
I don't think there's anything that's going on that he should know. If he knows it, I'm okay, and he makes it an executive decision as a board member, I'll respect that. So I think if there's something that comes up that has that time frame crunch to it where it's gotta be done that way, as long as the chairman says send it to the full board, I'm okay.
Okay.
And I would hope everyone else would be, because there's sometimes where we don't have 3 weeks or a month to wait to make something happen.
And I'm glad to hear you talk to Rob constantly as board chair. I think that's really important to have.
I don't feel I have to know everything that's going on, but the chairman should know everything that's going
Yes.
I
on.
agree 100%.
It's
With you. Yeah.
one of the great things. I got a lot of things from my previous, whether it be Don and Dave.
Yeah.
Don was really good at that, and he was one of the ones that said, "Listen, as long as your board chair knows you're clear." And so, and I've taken that to heart. Yeah.
I would move we send the evaluations forward with, if we do have a retreat, that the board evaluations are discussed at that time too. I'm just amazed that anyone feels they don't feel they have the right to question what's going on in any open session board meeting, because it's just the way I operate.
That is a little surprising.
That surprised me that it went downhill, because I think you're more open than anyone else since I've been here.
Well, yeah, and I think that comes back to, how we conduct our business, Sometimes we're under time constraints, and, so, there's been issues. There's been a couple of times during the year where, we called the question. And I know some board members didn't have a chance to provide some of the input that they wanted to. So, which here again, you're under time constraints.
Once you get on.
I like the idea of identifying, from my perspective, I look at items 5, 12, and 15 and the board evaluations. We should take a look at those as a board sometime in the near future, at our next meeting, and come up with some recommendations, our recommendations as a board. That doesn't come back to evaluating Marshall in any way, but recommendations as we as a board in conjunction with Marshall can improve that. Simple. And I think we can come up with a couple of good recommendations that'll move that down the road in a real positive way. So, which comes back to your motion, that's covered under that.
I'll second that motion.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay. I guess there's nothing further for JCIDA under governance.
I move we adjourn.
Second,
Second.
all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We stand adjourned. I have to do this for
You sure do.
civil? All right. All right.
Should be a
I'll
quick one.
call the governance committee meeting to order for civic facilities. Here again, we have the same carryover in that. I don't have, I'm trying to get to it here.
Yeah, I can just quickly, the current situation annual meeting within 6 months after the end of each fiscal year and present a report. It's not available until March. And present audited financial statements, not available until March. And then the term of officers shall be appointed at the annual meeting. Our recommendation is changing annual meeting to be held within 3 months at the end of each fiscal year. Again, these are all the same things, but, and then terms of officers to change to shall be elected at the regular monthly meeting at the corporation prior to the start of the fiscal year. In parentheses, November nominating committee meeting, December board approval.
I'll move the changes as proposed.
Second.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. All right. Did we have, were those adjustments in the,
Real property guidelines.
Yeah,
And,
they carry through into there?
Carrying through, yep.
All right, okay. All right. So, I guess we can go to board evaluations there.
Did you want to do the investment policy?
Yeah, we.
Same as all the other ones. but-
Yeah. I'm reviewing down through, it's like, our mission statement, performance measures. We should be taking a look at performance measures somewhat, shouldn't we? Which is.
We have to perform,
Yeah, we have to have some performance, there hasn't been much performance this year.
other than our annual fees, it's
Yeah.
annual carryover fees, so.
Yeah.
So,
All right. Well, then let's just jump into, well, no, we need to approve those, the housekeeping and the, handling the cash receipts and stuff, right? Did we just do that?
Yeah, again, it's the same.
All right, we're covered under that motion. All right, so we can jump to the board evaluation of civic facilities. That's very benign. There's no, as I see, no real concern jumping out. Does everybody feel the same? Any other thoughts on that under civic facilities? Here again, I look at item number 12, at a 4 and a 2. Here again, item number 5, 4 and a 2. So, that 5, 12, and 15 kind of carry through to somewhat in all three.
In the same on
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
2025 versus 2024.
Yeah. So, in a much lesser degree, certainly on civic facilities, and that's because of, for the most part, complete inactivity.
I would move forwarding the report to the full board.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
I would move we adjourn.
Adjourn, first, second.
Yep.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
We stand adjourned.
This next one cracks me up a little bit, Bill, but
What's
how's
that?
the report evaluation on the ferry at this point?
Yeah.
It's, but
Well,
gotta call the meeting, I guess.
Yeah.
So,
and I'll hold
Good
my
to know.
comments.
I think that's Steve Converse. This is just Bill.
Just Bill.
Your meeting, pal.
Guess we don't have a quorum, we can't meet.
Have
Have a nice Christmas, everyone.
Hey,
Two.
Paul.
You
Paul,
too.
you too, Paul.
Good luck in
Be
PT.
careful.
I will.
Is this meeting open?
Really, there's only one person, you can't have a meeting,
We can still have
There's
committee
no
meeting.
quorum.
There's no quorum at committee. So you can just push it
Shoot.
forward.
I guess I better bring this meeting to order. Gotta find it in my computer here.
Didn't even look at the ferry.
It's gotta be here somewhere.
It's right here. You can take my computer if you'd like.
Marshall has a paper copy if you need it.
Yeah.
Oh, I found it.
You got
it. Thanks. Yep.
so willing to just skip over my computer.
You've been trying to get rid of it all meeting long.
Okay, I guess we got the same three. Real property guidelines. Is that the same one we did before? Any changes?
Yeah, no changes.
Investment policy,
How come you guys don't have a mission statement?
It has not been developed.
That's
Okay.
the, one of a couple of
Okay.
things.
First item on your agenda?
Yeah.
Soon to be.
If I can just make a quick comment,
Yeah,
you know, we talk about things that may have happened a little quick, a little premature on this. But that being said, we're well positioned here for the future with the DRC, having all of these things in place.
Yeah.
Except for the mission statement, which is
Any sense of when we'll actually be, I guess we're active, but boots on the ground active?
Yeah, well, the work that's being done out there will be hopefully wrapping up first quarter. And then in which case the plan would be to transfer the site to the DRC and then move forward with redevelopment.
Okay.
That is the plan
Very good. Thanks.
currently. But again, if I can just say here, just for the record about the changes, again, the same annual meeting with the 3 months currently after each fiscal year, presenting a report on financial statements and the terms of officers shall be appointed at the annual meeting. These are all how we currently are. And the recommendation is that on the terms of officers piece is to change to shall be elected at the regular monthly meeting of the corporation prior to the start of the fiscal year, November nominating committee meeting, and then December 14th.
I guess I suggest we move those to the full board. How about these other policies, Marshall?
Along with the same.
No changes.
No changes.
I didn't look at, is there, the board evaluations of this,
Yeah.
is it worth looking at?
We had 5 out of the 7 responses.
There we go.
Oh, no, I take that back, 6.
6.
6 out of 7.
It's this one's is tough. It's just the same areas that.
Yeah,
it's
it's hard to
5, 12,
evaluate
and
at this
15? 5, 12?
Five.
If we get boots on the ground, we can't really evaluate anything. It's not,
Right.
you know, we don't have the property yet, so. it's-
And you know, this is a 8. Looking at that, I mean, it's the most accurate thing. Board members knowledgeable about the authority's program, financial statements, board requirements, and other transactions. And I mean, what the future for the DRC, completely appropriate because it feels like everything is so up in the air out there.
Sure.
Honestly.
Sure.
Risk mitigation strategies with this one, you know,
Yeah.
it's, my goodness.
Yeah, the life cycle of that organization, of course you got all that. I'm surprised it's not.
Even worse.
Yeah.
I move we adjourn.
I think.
All in favor? Right.
Good work.
That's the way to run an organization.
Look at that.
One man show.
We got 13 minutes back.
We did pretty good.
Is the county got